Hey everyone, welcome to Geology Concepts YouTube channel. I'm back with my second video on isostasy, in which I'm going to discuss the Pratt's model, which is given by John Henry Pratt. He assumed things differently as did the Airy, because according to Pratt's concept, the crust with different densities in different segments of blocks is floating on an effectively liquid substratum. The base of the crust is at a uniform depth, which is commonly called as the depth of compensation, and is supporting a uniform weight per unit area, that is equal pressure. So the major difference between the two models is that one assumes blocks of same density but of different thickness, and the second one assumes that the blocks are of different density rather than their thickness. So the Pratt's model is also actually considered true because he was able to justify this plumb bob deflection near the mountains, where this plumb bob deflects as we go towards the mountain due to this mass deficiency of oceans, as he thinks that this deflection might be due to lighter rocks present below the mountains and heavier rocks present below the oceans, and altogether they are existing in a isostatic equilibrium. So but later on this theory seems to be getting neglected or getting nullified, because now we have seismic tools with us which provides the evidences of roots and anti-roots present below mountains and oceans. So but there has been evidences that there are density differences also if we actually go to a very sensitive kind of value. So in together we can say that both of these models act in accordance to each other, and but the more dominance is of the Airy's model. Anyways, this is a schematic of Pratt's hypothesis, in which he considers the lateral variation of density, as there is a average density of crust as rho u, but as you are talking about the crust below any mountain, there will be a density difference. It will be rho 1 for h1 and rho 2 for h2. As higher the density, lower will be the elevation below mean sea level or above mean sea level, and lower the density, lighter the rocks, they will rise higher above the mean sea level. So a higher altitude of a mountain will suggest a lower density below that mountain, or a lowland area below mean sea level would suggest higher density rocks present down below. In this hypothesis, we can see that the depth of compensation is not actually varying. The depth of compensation is the depth at which there is uniform weight per unit area, and which is actually coinciding with the Mohorovičić discontinuity. So here we can apply the concept of Archimedes very accurately. In this hypothesis, the concept remains the same, as we can equate the pressure at point A, B, C and D, because they all lie on the same depth, that is depth of compensation. So to calculate the density of rho 1 below mountain of height h1, we need to equate the pressure at A to that of at B, and for calculating the density of mountain of height h2, we need to equate the pressure at C to that of A, and similarly pressure at D to that of pressure at A. So for calculating rho 1, now in this hypothesis we are not actually interested in calculating the roots and anti-roots because they are not present. Rather, there is the variation of this density which is helpful in achieving this isostatic equilibrium of mountains and oceans. As we did this in the Airy's model, we will write it in the terms of lithostatic pressure, and will equate the pressure at A as rho u into D. Now in this case we are not considering this density of mantle, because none of the blocks are sinking into the mantle, or none of the blocks are actually impounding the mantle into the crust. So there is no role of the density of mantle. So pressure at A will be rho u into G into D, and it will be equal to the height h1 plus the D of crust and multiplied by rho 1. So simply I can calculate rho 1 from here as rho u times d divided by h1 plus d, which you can see here as well. So this was very simple to calculate the density of the mountain of height h1. Similarly, you can do that for rho 2 and for rho d. So as we did an exercise in the last video, or I asked you to do, I'm again asking you to do this exercise for yourself to calculate the density of this block below ocean as rho d using the given information provided to you. So in this case, you're going to calculate the rho d in gram per cc or kilogram per meter cube, and don't forget to mention your answers in the comment section. So this was all about the Pratt's hypothesis and isostasy. I think I think I made things clear to you, and this was a very simple concept of isostasy, but important and crucial for many studies. So stay tuned to YouTube channel of Geology Concepts for such small videos of important concepts which are both helpful for your understanding and for exams. Now in the last, I would like to mention that we have started our online classes for IIT JAM, and we are preparing students for other competitive exams as well. So do register yourself for the free demo, fill the form in the description, reach out to us on the number provided to you. We will contact you soon and we'll let you join the demo classes. If you like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and keep learning. Thank you.